The Guggenheim.
9 years ago. You know a property in Washington County sells for today? Only 3 or 4 times what I paid for it.
I said, Mr. Cooper, if that's the best you can do for my Todd, I am going straight to principal.
Jensen, that old grouch, you're better off with Cooper.
Well, you don't understand. Politics isn't about class war, economics, or ethics. Politics is like theater.
Stopped going to the theater years ago.
No, I'm talking about living theater.
Stop me if you heard the one about the pediatrician and the nerves.
Stop.
How about the pediatrician and the monkey?
It's a dirty, dangerous town. Ugh. Of course, you get more of you.
And now for the main attraction, Lord Shadrach. Thank you. Okay. Take a card, any old card. Hand the card to my assistant.
Mom?
Yes, honey.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Are you going back down to the party?
In a few minutes.
So I said, Mrs. Holmes, you are in no shape to argue semantics. Arrogantly, I am making unwarrantable claims. I wish that were so. The truth is, if your husband doesn't undergo this surgery, I can't answer for it.
Well, what did she do?
Cal.
She said she was afraid to take the risk. He was dead within a week. Would you excuse me?
And how's Linda? Feeling better?
What happened to you?
I was upstairs freshening up.
Maybe you had sampled your cooking and decided to go to another party. Can't say that I blame you. Saturday night, lots of parties. There are some marvelous cooks in this area. In Lynette's class? I doubt that. Cal, I'm a more recent judge of Lynette's cooking than you are. At least I hope I am.
Would you like another drink, Cal?
No, thanks. That's fine, Lynette. Afraid of dulling your taste buds? Perish with the thought. Watch it. 800 loving knots to the inch. You know how Persians detest booze. It's, quite a rug. Oh, I'm sorry I bought it. Could have had another Mondrian or a Paul Klee. You rarely dribble on a painting, and you never walk on it. Well, no collectibles for me. I'm afraid the final collector always seems to be some cat burglar anyway. It's my only hobby. And a decent alarm system lets me sleep like a baby.
Dinner served in the dining room, good people.
Think the Martinsons had a good time? Lynette?
I suppose so.
You can throw a lot of gallbladders my way. What about the Hadleys? Did you notice her shoes? I think one of the biggest internists on the eastern seaboard can spring for a pair of shoes for his wife once a season.
Maybe she likes those shoes.
And did anybody mention the wine? My God, they should have been down on their knees to that wine. Anyway, it couldn't have gone better. Boring, but smooth. Lynette.
When you invite people that you don't care about, then you get what you deserve.
I suppose we should have asked your friend Harriet, the Ernestine Hemingway of Washington County.
Oh, so that's the problem? Now you're screening out guests who can read or write?
Does anyone read Harriet?
Well, I don't know why not. She's alive and she's bright and she's articulate, which is more than I can say for your vapid...
She's opinionated. You display your well-known anemia of the intellect by having her for a friend. Who gave the boys permission to do magic tonight?
Did they? Just my luck to miss the only entertainment of the evening.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there. What were you doing? Fooling around with one of the guests?
Good night.
Don't turn your back on me when we're having a discussion.
We have nothing to discuss.
I'll tell you when we have nothing to discuss.
There's only one thing that I want to talk about, and you won't.
Don't get on that again.
You're the one who wanted to talk. Eric, please let me have it.
End of discussion.
Please, Eric.
There will be no divorce.
Yes, there will. In the end, there will. Why don't we just do it now before it gets worse?
You are the mother of 3 children and the mistress of this house. You are my wife. There will be no divorce.
You know that the reason I haven't hired a lawyer is...
Don't start with that psychological mumbo-jumbo.
I don't want us to hurt the children any more than we have to.
Concern for the children. That's a laugh. Where do you think you're going?
I'm going downstairs.
I should have knocked some sense into you long ago.
You touch me once more, I'll call the police. I mean it. Ah!
Like threats. Not from the likes of you.
Don't come near me.
What? What? What are you going to do, huh? What's going to happen if I come near you? Come on, tell me. You!
What's going on down there?
Go back to bed. We're still cleaning up.
In the dark?
You heard her.
It's too late to stop them now. The police. The police to stop us from fighting. My God. All right. Find yourself a lawyer. We'll work it out.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it'll be so much better this way, I promise. We'll be happier, and the children will be happier.
17 years. Down the drain. Do you hate me that much?
Oh, please, Eric. Right now, I just feel numb.
There they are.
Good evening, officer.
Yes, you folks know your alarm went. Was there a break-in?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It was just an accident. And a pretty dumb one.
Well, what kind of an accident was that? 3 false alarms, you know. We don't respond.
My wife managed to lean against a button there.
Excuse me, ma'am. I just don't see how that could happen. From my report, could you show me?
Officer Burl. I'm Dr. Harding.
Oh, yeah, the doc. Right.
Well, we had some guests tonight, and I'm afraid Mrs. Harding showed too much enthusiasm for the wine, resulting in an equilibrium problem.
Gotcha.
I was just about to prescribe black coffee in bed.
Before the lamps and the vases go.
Got the picture.
Well, you follow the doctor's orders now, ma'am. You hear? Good night, Doc.
Good night. Thank you.
Now, don't give me that look. I had to tell them something. Anyway, we're doing it your way. You'll get your bloody divorce.
Morning, Denise.
I was going to ask how your weekend was, but I don't think I will.
Adrian, before I even study these tests, I have the feeling that you're not very happy and that you don't like yourself very much. Am I wrong? Well, it's hard for me to understand how a girl as obviously bright and attractive as you are could feel like that. Do you enjoy your friends?
I don't have friends.
It's hard to make friends when you change schools, isn't it? That's a pretty necklace.
I made it.
Did you? That's very good. I wish I had that talent.
Can I go now?
Yeah. This will get you back into class. And Adrian, you're not the first teenager who felt deep down miserably unhappy. Meet another. Catherine, why don't you wait inside? I'll be 1 minute.
Yes, Mrs.
You look like you need to talk. Lunch?
What I need is a lawyer.
A lawyer? Oh, Lynette's going to give you a divorce. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy for you. How do you feel?
A little hopeful. Mostly depressed and scared. I still haven't told the kids.
It's okay.
Miss Williams.
Hi, Jean. This is Lynette Harding.
Could I trouble you to look up the balance in our joint account? No problem. Just a sec. There's a zero balance in that account, Mrs. Harding.
I see. Thank you.
Well, is there something else I can help you with?
No, nothing. Thank you, Jean.
Mom, you're late.
I need to pick up Tom at basketball practice.
Oh, you're all sweaty.
Oh, I suppose you're a basket of roses.
I don't sweat. I perspire. realize I hardly ever get to see you.
I know. My next student cancels, so I thought I'd say hello. You're different. Well,
Thank you. How's he doing?
I hate to say this, but in a year or two, he'll have gotten all he can get out of me. He'll need a master teacher. Oh, that's my phone. Excuse me.
Yes, of course.
Have a good week.
Thank you.
Hey, who's shoving? You're shoving. You've got all the room.
Shut up, both of you.
Children, wait a minute. Don't go in the house.
Mom, I'm starved.
There's something that I have to tell you.
You and Daddy are splitting.
Is that it?
I didn't want to have to tell you like this.
You don't have to tell us anything. We'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to see it coming.
You mean Daddy's not going to live with us anymore? Of course that's what she means. Right, Mom? And where is he going to live?
He's going to live in his own place. And that's why he had to take some furniture, so he could have a home.
You mean Daddy's taking stuff out of our house?
It's his house, too, honey.
Can we go in now?
Why do people get married anyway? If they're just going to get divorced.
Well, when people get married, they expect that it's going to last forever. At least they hope that it will. Sometimes it does.
Mostly it doesn't.
Look, when it goes wrong, there's just a lot of pain for everybody. And sometimes separating is the only thing you can do to make it better.
You never even tried. You just gave up.
I want to see Daddy.
Daddy wants to see you. You'll see lots of Daddy. And Stacy, we did try. For many years, and you know that. All sorts of things. But you remember family therapy?
That was the worst thing I ever had to do in my whole life.
Your father and I aren't good for each other. We make each other unhappy, and that makes you kids unhappy.
I don't care if we're unhappy. I want us to be together.
How Daddy and I feel about each other has nothing to do with how we feel about you. We love you just the same as if we're together.
I can't listen to this junk. What is it from? Matt, to tell your kids about the divorce?
I guess he couldn't get it out the doors, huh?
I'll need that in cash, lady. 1080.
But I gave you my credit card.
No good. It's been canceled.
Oh, I see. I'm sure I have the cash. Could I have my credit card back?
No, I can't do that. There's $50 for turning it in. I never caught a bad card before, especially in this neighborhood.
Don't talk nonsense. Come on in. The timing is perfect. We just got off the phone. Billy has been accepted in graduate school, and we're opening our emergency bottle of champagne. You look like you could use it.
Lynette, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
No, I'm not okay. He's drained the bank account. He's cut off my credit cards. I don't get paid for 6 days, and I got $30 to feed the 4 of us.
That louse. Mac, you have any cash?
I'm sorry. I don't want to do the same.
Lynette, whatever you need. Harry will get it from the bank when it opens. Here. This will hold you till then.
Thank you.
Like a monster creep into the Hudson.
Mac, easy. All she asked for was money.
Oh, I don't want to do that to you.
I love you. What else can we do?
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to find a lawyer who can make sure that we get what we need to live on. Harriet, I don't have anything. Even the house is in his name.
The house? How could you...
He said it was better for a tax situation.
Lynette, you do need help.
Will a lawyer wait for his fee until after the settlement?
I'm afraid not. He'll want a retainer. I'd guess $5,000 for a barracuda, less for some kindly soul who'll hold your hand while he gets eaten by Eric's barracuda.
I don't want a barracuda. Going public with this thing, just give the children one more thing to handle. And Eric, too.
Eric?
He's hurting. He's behaving this way because he's angry. I don't want to rouse him up to more ugliness.
He's hurting after years of treating you like something between a hired hand and an indentured servant. He walks off with your home furniture, rugs, paintings. What else?
Everything's gone. I didn't get any mail today. He had it delivered to his office so he wouldn't lose a magazine. Some of my jewelry's missing. He even took the pearls my mother gave me. I just have to stay cool until he calms down enough so that we can talk.
Lynette, I hope by talk you don't mean to give him the chance to coax you back into the marriage.
No, Dad.
Just in case you weaken. He'll pile on guilt about the children. Here's something for you to hang on to. I hate to tell you this. The night she stays at the hospital because she's got an early operation.
Mac?
She's got a nurse. Charlie Howard told me. 24 years old. Before that, it was someone else.
You know the sad part? I don't even care.
Kid? If I'm not back by 5, can you turn the oven up to 350 for me?
350. Mom, are you kidding? Until that oven is fixed, it's either on or off. Why don't you just have...
Tracy.
Why don't you just do the best you can like the rest of us?
Where are you going?
I'm going to see a lawyer. Your father and I have some things to work out.
So why don't you just work them out with Dad? Why do you have to go see a lawyer?
That's the way these things are done.
My dear,
Even if you had the thousands of dollars necessary to conduct a proper search for the things your husband removed from the house, I still wouldn't recommend you do it.
Why not?
Because you might not be able to trace the things, or prove that he took them, or show that he took them without your permission. You might even lay yourself open to a counter suit charging you with removing them yourself.
Mr. Stevenson, I'm trying to stop thinking about the things that Eric took from the house. That damage has been done to me and the kids. All I want is a settlement I can live on.
You'll have one.
How? I can't so much as get Eric on the phone. I mean, he won't even call his kids. Meanwhile, I need money for the repairman, for a phone bill, for the...
That'll all come to you when we hammer out the settlement with Eric's lawyer.
I can't wait. Surely in a hardship case, the judge will...
With all due respect, Mrs. Harding, to a judge, hardship is hungry kids tossed into the street. You have a master's degree and a job. The roof over your kids is secure. If Eric doesn't pay the mortgage, he loses his beautiful home. No piano lessons isn't a hardship. Or no garden, or cleaning, or the better cuts of meat.
I'm spoiled rotten, don't I? But when you're used to something and then it's taken away from you, that's a hardship. And my children and I deserve better than this.
Good for you. You've got a tough fight ahead. And you better believe in what you're fighting for.
Josh, may I speak with you for a minute?
Sure. Come on in.
Is there any chance of my putting in a few extra hours a week this term? It would help an awful lot.
Lynette, there isn't a better counselor in this district, and God knows we have students who need all the help they can get, and I would like to throw you more work.
But
is right. We don't have one loose penny in the psych services budget. Not one. You in some kind of a bind?
I can't get by on what I make.
Well, if you only had more seniority here and your PhD.
My PhD? I only got my master's 3 years ago.
I know it's hard with a family, but you need that doctorate. Lynette, it's none of my business, but isn't your husband an MD?
You're right. It's none of your business. I'm sorry I barged in. Thank you very much for listening. Hey! Whoa! Where are you going? Dinner's in an hour.
Daddy called.
Oh, what a nice surprise.
He's going to take us out to dinner.
Do we have to go?
Well, you've been dying to see your father.
I feel funny.
Come on, you guys. You know he doesn't want you to be kept waiting.
Come on. Have a good time. I don't think I'll make the team. There's too many tall guys.
Tall isn't everything. Hustle counts. When I was applying to medical school, there were lots of applicants with better credentials and parents who could pay the tuition. But the interviewers knew I would hustle. They were right.
I thought we were going to a real restaurant.
Stacy, I'd like to have taken you to someplace nicer.
Then why didn't you?
Family separations are expensive. It took a lot of years to pay off those medical school loans, and I have no intention of going back into debt.
Is that why you took all the furniture out of our house?
Mother and I are dividing what we have. That's what happens in these things.
The downstairs looks empty. I'm ashamed to bring my friends home.
Young lady, I grew up with a sick father and 2 young sisters to worry about. We had a lot less than you have right now, and we got by just fine. Oh, I didn't want this separation. I'm sure you know it was your mother's idea. I'd like us all back together like we used to be, but... all of us. There are hard times ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you may be in luck. We'll keep an eye out, but so far it looks like no braces for Eddie.
Oh, Joe, that's good news.
Lynette, would you step in the office for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
I know you're in trouble right now, but 3 kids? Your bills have been piling up for months.
Joe, we have discussed this before. Aren't you sending the bills to Eric's office?
I might as well drop them in the black hole of Calcutta. Nothing.
Well, I'm sorry. I really am, but that's between you and Eric.
Well, I'm caught in the middle here. You have to help me, Lynette.
I wish I could give you something on account, but that monstrous house of mine just ate 800 gallons of oil.
Doesn't Eric give you anything?
Pays the mortgage. That's it.
Talk to Eric about that bill, will you? Like a flea bargain.
Talk to Eric about the bill. As if we ever talk. Once a week he takes the children out for a bite of or a staff feed. He was never very good with them, but I thought he cared more than that. What's happening? I can't hold out much longer.
Eric's lawyers finally sent me the tax returns I asked for. As I suspected, aside from the house, mortgaged, and you say in need of major repair, Eric shows no real assets.
But that's impossible. What about the paintings and the antiques and the Persian rugs? Can't we check his apartment?
He's not foolish enough to keep those things there. And you know that a comprehensive search would be prohibitively expensive.
Can't we take him to court?
It's another 6 months. It's expensive. And a gamble. We're not a community property state where everything is split down the middle. New York, like most states, has an equitable distribution. It's supposed to be equitable.
You mean it isn't?
A judge considers a lot of factors before deciding who gets what. It's very iffy, and you could end up getting very little. An out-of-court settlement is your safest bet.
Can't we at least get him into court for temporary child support?
He has reduced his practice. Some of his billing, I suspect, is going through devious channels, all to show a low personal income. Based on that, a judge could award you skimpy temporary support. It's a bad precedent for the final settlement.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
His lawyer dropped one option on me this morning.
What?
Eric is offering a reconciliation. He says he's willing to take you back.
Yeah, Eric must love you. That's why he's trying to starve you into taking him back.
Love me. He needs me to run his house and raise his kids and do his business entertaining and ignore his philandering.
Come on, Lynette. Handsome, successful doctor. Must be 1,000 women willing to jump into the pit eyes open. Who wants you?
Maybe. He's a collector and I was a catch. He didn't so much court me as acquire me. And you know how Eric hates to part with his acquisitions.
You allowed yourself to be acquired, didn't you?
At 20, you don't see many flaws. Love will take care of them, right? And it was wonderful at first. You know, we had a common goal. For both of us, at least. That's what I honestly believed.
You didn't see through him?
I kept busy with the babies in the house. And then every time things went bad, Eric would turn on that devastating charm of his, and it'd be okay for a while. I was desperate to make the marriage work. For all of us.
Well, that's one good thing about the single life. You don't have to put up with the flaws too long. You know Jim Prescott?
I've seen him around.
Phys ed department, one of the flawed. But take the word of your friendly social worker. He's got what it takes to pull you out of the doldrums. Should I introduce you?
No, thank you.
Fine, you're crazy. He is harmless, but very effective.
Denise, if I were laid up with food poisoning, would I say yes to an 8-course dinner?
Mom, stop!
What is it?
That's a great rug for the living room.
Sterling, that's somebody's trash. You're disgusting.
What, you like sitting on the floor? It'll have germs. Do you know somebody that's ever died from rug germs?
People who live in houses like that don't have diseased rugs.
Looks almost big enough. But in broad daylight?
Yeah.
Okay, quick, listen back. Quick.
Harding, is that you?
Yes. Hello, Mrs. Welsh. Do you know my children?
Yes, of course.
What on earth are you up to? Oh, same old routine, you know, jobs, kids, and... No, I mean now.
Now. What are we doing right now?
Well, it's great fun. Weren't you asked? To the scavenger hunt? Oh. Well, come on, kids. We've got to get on to the next clue. Bye.
All right. Thanks for getting on that. Hello, guys. Go in. Oh, it's beautiful. All right. You want to play?
I'll never get married.
You've decided that already?
I'll have affairs, though, lots of them.
Ooh. You're looking to be unhappy?
Just the reverse.
Well, lots of affairs mean lots of endings. And endings are sad.
It's better than one long misery. Were you and Daddy ever happy?
Of course. But that was the wrong marriage from the start, you know. That doesn't mean all marriages are bad.
Most of them.
When I was growing up, my idea of bliss was a happy marriage. And after everything that's happened, do you know what?
What?
It still is.
You know, I thought that if I saw Daddy, you know, separately, without you, he and I would grow closer. No such luck.
Maybe it's just too soon.
I wish you were happy. You and Daddy both.
You should have let me find your Barracuda. What has Sabinson gotten? No settlement, no temporary child support, not a lamp or a chair back, not even your mother's pearls. Why not?
My pearls. Eric denies he's got it. It's his word against mine. Who's going to distrust an eminent surgeon?
Or what's his excuse for no progress generally?
Because every time we go back and forth from me to Sabinson, to Eric's lawyer, to Eric, back to me again, it takes ages. And every time there's a hint of pressure, Eric threatens to leave the state or the country. He says he'd be welcome wherever he went, and I'm sure he would be.
Wherever he goes, you could write to medical society.
All I'd be is another crazy, vindictive wife. What's new? All they want to know is whether or not he's a good doctor, and he's a good doctor. End of case.
Lynn, are you getting by?
Well, the roof leaks, and we keep the thermostat at 65, and the bills are piling up. But day by day, we're getting by. I'm proud of the kids. You know, creative poverty builds character. Stacy's babysitting, and Tom's doing yard work.
How do they feel about their father?
Mixed. They excuse a lot, but he's the only father they've got, and he didn't break up the marriage. He still only sees him half an hour a week.
Not lately. He's in Italy, skiing.
Well, the kids don't know that. He tells them he's living at the edge of destitution. How come I never see him there?
Lynette, what are you willing to accept as a settlement from Eric?
I figure we can make it on child support and 20% of what he's worth.
20%? You are entitled to a fair share.
Yeah, so I'm told. I just want out. And Eric wants to fight, because as long as we fight, we're still married.
We've got to get you a better lawyer, someone tougher.
I've looked around. A better lawyer means a bigger retainer. I can't even afford this one.
Lynn, we've got it. Whatever you want.
Not again, Harriet. No thanks.
What about that piano that Eric had left behind? It's got to be worth thousands.
I can't do that to Eddie. He's already lost his teacher.
If you sell it, you can buy a good second-hand upright and still have enough left to retain a real Barracuda.
The only defense against an adversary like your Dr. Harding is attack. Bombard him with writs. Drag him into court. That first strike gave him a tremendous edge.
First strike? What do you mean?
His preemptive raid on your home will make him regret that.
I'm not looking for retribution. I just want my fair share.
No share will seem fair to Eric. He assumes it's all his. Most husbands do. He's forgotten that his capital grew in a 17-year partnership with you. We may have to carve your share out of his hide.
Mr. Carew, all I want is support for my children and to be able to start my life again.
Let me tell you something, Mrs. Harding. There is a class in this country that grows alarmingly. Women made poor by divorce. The wife gets the children. The husband keeps his earning power and most of the capital. Half the fathers who don't have salaries to attach, men like your husband, stop child support after a few months. Did you know that 40% of American families living below the poverty line are headed by a woman? And it's getting worse. No client of mine is going to become another sorry statistic. I can promise you that.
Oh, I like these. May I?
Yes.
I don't mean to crowd you out.
No.
Cashmere here for both of us. If we can just find a salesperson.
Well, that's me.
Oh.
Aren't these lovely? They just came in. Do you know what size she is?
She's an 8. She has your coloring. Her eyes are a bit lighter than yours. It's a birthday present.
Well, this is lovely. Do you like that?
Yes.
This one's really nice.
Now I don't know. She's just 19. Cashmere too formal.
Cashmere's like champagne. It's suitable for all occasions.
Could you hold it up in front of you?
A 19-year-old would do wonders for it.
Yes, well, it's suitable for this occasion. I'll take it.
Will that be cash or charge?
Cash.
That'll be $141.59.
What time does the store close?
In about 20 minutes at 10 o'clock.
Would you be free to have coffee with me?
No, I can't do that.
Have coffee after 10 p.m.?
I have coffee with a customer.
You might be missing something. I'm a man of wide-ranging interests.
And tastes. 19 to...
80, for sure. Sure you won't change your mind?
No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but... You can have that gift wrapped at the front desk.
Don't you ever lose those eyes?
I'm genuinely sorry to have to disappoint you. I know how much you boys were looking forward to sleepaway camp. I have to hang on to what resources I've got. It's not easy when you're cast adrift after 17 years. But Tom, if you want to make the basketball team next year, you're going to need an outside shot. A couple hours a day on the basketball court this summer ought to do it.
There's nobody around to play with in the summertime.
You'll find someone. If not, practice layups and foul shots. If you don't reach for it, young man, you'll never grab the brass ring. Stacy.
Dad, you promised me that trip. Every kid I know is going. It doesn't cost that much. I can pay nearly half out of what I earn.
I don't like your tone, young woman. Or come to think of it, the way you dress. I only guess who your role model is. Right now, I need every dime I can get my hands on. Your mother is making enormous financial demands on me, and the money does not come out of thin air. I'll make it up to you one day.
Daddy, can we come sometime and see your house?
I don't have a house. Just an apartment. Very small and not set up for company.
I don't care if it's small. I just want to see it. Maybe I could stay over or something.
I'd like that, son, but I'm just not set up for company. We bachelors aren't good at that.
talk to me when you're ready for the concert circuit. Where's Stacy?
Oh, she's coming. What's up now?
My temper. I'm sick and tired of coming home to a house that looks like a disaster area.
We always clean up.
Sure you do. As soon as cobwebs have grown on the clothes you've so carefully hung up on the floor. Did anyone do the dishes?
Well, when's the dishwasher going to be fixed?
When I win the state lottery. You know, somehow dishes got washed for hundreds of years before the dishwasher. It's not a lost art. Tom, you know, I've told you so many times that I can't...
Not his fault. The water's not hot enough. You said you'd have it fixed.
Where are you going?
Out for a bite with a friend.
A bite? What friend?
Someone you don't know that I met at my Saturday job.
From the studied way that you're avoiding saying he or she, I'm assuming it's a he. How old is he?
What kind of question is that?
It's a question inspired by your hopeless attempt to look more mature.
He's in college, so what?
He's too old for you, Stacy.
We're not getting married, thank goodness. We're just going for a burger.
Stacy, the ground rules are different in college. Why don't you let your father meet him?
What's my father got to do with this? He doesn't live here, and he's got his own problems.
And so do I. But I am your mother, and I would like to meet him.
You don't have a social life, so you think you can ruin mine. You never... Hello? Yes, hold on. It's for you, your lawyer.
Larry, have you stopped answering your calls? Mrs. Harding. Oh, Sale. Shall I put you through? Yeah, put him on, please.
Hello.
Larry, I have been trying to get in touch with you for 2 weeks now.
Yes, I know. I was in court, and then I had to see a client in London. What's happening?
What's happening? I thought you were supposed to tell me.
Oh, I thought maybe you had some news.
Nothing, except that the dentist has now put the collection agency on me.
Well, that'll all get straightened out. Listen, come in Tuesday after work. We'll have dinner, and I'll catch you up on where we are.
I work nights, Larry. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Wednesday will be fine. See you, Lynette.
Stacy!
Exceedingly rude of me to have kept you waiting. Let me begin my apology by getting us out of this dreary office. Sometimes we don't talk for days, and then it's only about the children. There's an old joke. On Tuesday, I play golf. My wife plays bridge. On Thursday, I play poker. She sees her mother. On Friday, I work late. She goes to the theater. We're doing everything humanly possible to hold this marriage together. I made you smile. You need it. I need it. Come on, let's dance. I suppose I'm avoiding the obvious option, divorce. When you've seen the devastation they spread. So we've tried everything else. Marriage counseling, hot tubs, primal scream. Meanwhile, I gather me rosebuds where I may. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, except that you're such a good listener.
Speaking of devastating divorces, what progress are we making on mine?
I did run on, didn't I? Your fault. Well, Eric's lawyer and I have been twice around the track. No question, they're dragging their heels. It's to their advantage.
Why don't we just get it over with and take him to court?
Lynette, you want a quick solution. Court means another 6 months plus appeals.
I have waited for 8 months. Why does this take so long?
It just does. Take my word for it.
You sound like my gynecologist.
We've exchanged proposals. Eric's is insulting. You couldn't live on it.
I will wait the 6 months. I'll borrow the money. Why don't we leave this up to a judge?
Before we even gauge the expense, consider this. The judges are mostly men and older. Forget the law. They believe the man earned the money. It's his. One judge told a client of mine, "You women wanted liberation. What are you complaining about?" We're safer hammering out an agreement ourselves. And Lynette, while we do, be discreet.
About what? Men? Eric thought I was deceiving him every time I left the room. And I wasn't then or now. Meanwhile, he was carrying on like...
To many judges, indiscretion in a woman is worse than a man. And even though it's not supposed to count for much, believe me, they factor it in. That's not what I meant.
Then what do you mean?
How you handle your joint property. Eric learned from your son that you sold the baby grand. He wants half the proceeds of that sale.
What? What did you say to him?
It's on the table now. We're going to have to throw it into the pot.
I don't believe this. First he walks out with everything that we own of value, and now I've got to negotiate to get it back. I sold that piano for your retainer. I would have done better with a do-it-yourself divorce kit.
Lynette, you're letting yourself get emotional.
Just like a woman, huh? You didn't seem to mind that I was a woman while you were out there making that not-so-subtle pass on the dance floor. I suppose you're going to bill me for dinner, pass and all. I should be billing you for this boring hour of my wife doesn't understand me.
Lynette.
I don't have another piano to sell, so I am stuck with you, you hot air bathtub barracuda. I have coped with kids, house, job, bills. I have been ostracized, I've been patronized, I've been insulted, and I put up with all of it because down the road there was freedom with dignity. Now it is your job to get me there, so do it. Do you understand?
What is out there? Ghost of Christmas Past?
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Oh, no. I'm falling into that trap again.
What trap?
Being a customer. You don't have coffee with customers.
Did you come all the way over here to tell me that I don't
All the way
have...
is just across the mall. I own the camera shop. I wanted to thank you. She loved the sweater. A 19-year-old.
Oh. Oh, well, I'm glad. I thought you would.
I was rewarded with a radiant smile and a very large kiss.
She's your daughter?
Coffee shop, 10:15. So, how long have you been divorced? How many kids?
I've got 3 kids, and I'm not even legally separated. How did you know that?
Well, you're overqualified to be moonlighting in Slaughterhouse. What would you be doing right now if you didn't have mouths to feed?
I'd be at school. I need another degree to get anywhere in my field. How come you know so much about divorced women? That's a dumb question, huh?
Mm-hmm. When you're my age and you're too short of breath to chase after your daughter's friends, you meet divorcees with kids. I've seen how they have to live.
I guess there's a woman somewhere who remembers you as a fair-minded and generous ex-husband.
I'm a widower. Generous? Have another comb.
He's good-looking and he's got a sense of humor and he's warm. After Eric, warm feels good.
I like your attitude. The tax is rising. What's next?
We were supposed to go out last week, but Eddie wasn't feeling well, so we're having dinner this Saturday.
That's great.
I don't have time for things like that. For this, what am I doing?
Hey, just stay right on there. This is good for your self-image. Trust your social worker. Besides, I've got 2 free guest passes. Saturday night date, eh?
I feel like a teenager. You know, it's been 17 years since anybody except Eric tried to kiss me.
Don't worry, you'll like it. After Eric, you'll love it.
Why do you never touch a piano unless I'm using this room?
I play when I feel like it.
Well, can you hold off for a few minutes, okay? I'll be gone.
No.
Mom will kill you.
For practicing?
Did you dress up just to meet him?
I'm going out for dinner. Tom's sitting.
Again? You went out last Saturday night.
Kind of a mad cat pace, isn't it? Where is he?
Take it easy. It's exactly 8. He's not a train.
He's not? Well, that's the first thing I learned about him.
This whole thing is so silly.
Your date meeting your parents? A parent? Bring all the other boys you know to the house.
Well, he's not a boy, and I'm old enough to make my own judgments.
Well, a second opinion never hurts. Is he afraid to meet me? Has he got something to hide?
He's coming, isn't he? Hello? Oh, hi, it's me. I see. Yeah, sure, I understand. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. That was him. Something came up. You'll have to meet him another time.
I see. Well, I'm disappointed.
Don't you dare say I told you so.
Stacy, you're far too intelligent for me to have to tell you that. I'm gonna run. Why don't you call a friend, huh?
On a Saturday night? How come I don't get to meet your date?
Because my lawyer said that I'm to have no men friends in the home until I've signed the separation. And I don't want the boys to have to lie.
Men friends? How many is that?
You mean how many do I date? Officially none. But I don't want to lie to you. 1. But I hardly ever get to see him. I've canceled more dates than I made. Do you want to meet him?
No thanks. I've got as much social life as I can handle.
Sorry to drag you all the way over here.
No, go ahead with what you're doing.
That won't be 10 minutes.
I'll just browse around.
The shipment arrived just as we were closing, and I couldn't ask my store manager to stay, not on Saturday night.
No, I'm glad I'm here. These are wonderful. Are they yours? Did you take these?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Vietnam?
Yeah, and Indonesia and some other places.
They're really good.
Thank you.
Were you a war photographer?
A photographer. Wars are what editors mostly pay for.
And you gave it all up for this?
Charming backwater? Well, at the time, I needed a business that would keep me near home.
You needed or wanted?
Well, when Carol took sick and she was unable to take care of the kids, it was the best answer all around.
That must have been hard on all of you. How did you feel about giving up your work?
Oh, I missed it a lot. Still do. But I'm determined to get back. There's not a day goes by I don't see something I want to capture. A face, sunshine washing a wall, something. Life takes funny bounces. And Carol was the most important part of my life. I wouldn't have had it any other way.
You don't know how much I envy you that marriage.
Just keep thinking what you're thinking. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. You're one of the lucky ones. Bones, you won't change much at 80. I love women at 80.
I know, you told me 2 dates ago.
This really only our third date?
Mm-hmm.
You'll destroy my reputation.
How?
If you ever tell, I'll deny it. I mean, I haven't so much as kissed you.
Got some new pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrific.
Thanks. They are getting better. More like the pictures I used to shoot. I may even be on a roll here.
Huh. Here's the one you took of me. Everything I felt and thought is in that picture.
That's why I wanted to save that moment forever.
I was so alone then. That was before I loved you. Do you know that I love you?
Do you know that I love you?
Adrian, it's been over a year since I did that evaluation and recommended to your parents that they find a therapist.
I come to you.
I don't have the time to give you the kind of help that you need. That's not what I'm here for. I know that your social worker, Denise Arthur, has spoken to your parents a number of times.
They don't think I need therapy.
Your grades are sharply down and you're inattentive in class.
They say I don't apply myself.
Well, what do you think? Do you think you need therapy?
I don't care. I brought you something.
That's lovely. Did you make this? Thank you. Where's the necklace you always wear?
I gave it away. I'm not into making jewelry anymore.
Well, what do you do to pass the time these days?
I think about dying different ways. I think about that a lot.
Adrian, many people have thought about that at one time or another in their lives. I've thought about it. So maybe I know a little bit about what you're feeling. Do you want to talk?
Denise, I was looking for you yesterday. I took off to go shopping. I needed a therapy. I broke up with Bill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. How was your relationship?
It's the only good news these days. Look, I want to talk to you about Adrian Marshall. She's giving away things she loves, and I think she's close to the edge.
You think she's suicidal?
Yes, I do.
Tried to get her parents to take her for clinical help, but at the moment they are into heavy marital discord. Legally, we can't force them.
I know. Could I talk to the parents? I just might get through.
Well, I know you've gotten through to the daughter when no one else has, but these parents...
It's worth a try.
I'll set it up.
Thanks.
Yes? Mrs. Harding, is the doc in?
No, he's not. Is something wrong?
Oh, well, then I guess I talked to you. And we've got your daughter, Stacy, in the car.
Is she all right?
She's loaded. PG's a letter from the State License Commission about serving a minor.
That's just to bring her home on.
Look, I figured that the doc would know how to handle her. Usually...
I can take care of it myself.
Well, you do that, Mrs. Harding. And, look, none of my business. But the guy she was with was older, a regular customer, and that's how come they served your
Thank
daughter.
you.
Look, Mrs. Harding, at this age, you got to keep a real close eye on her.
Good night. Stacy, you don't even like the taste of alcohol. What happened?
Don't lecture me, I feel sick.
I asked you what happened.
I was the only one in the group who was underage. I didn't want to make it a big deal.
I thought you said you'd stop seeing that college boy.
I wasn't. I ran into him. How would you know anyway? You're never here.
I have 2 jobs, Stacy.
And a boyfriend.
Who I see once a week, if I'm lucky. Stacy, you're the one the police brought home. You're the one who did something stupid. Don't try and make me feel guilty.
You're letting this whole family fall apart, and you don't even care anymore.
I don't care. Don't you think I miss the time we had together and family meals and sitting around the piano? Stacy, I'm doing the best I can. But some things just can't be helped. And every time I try and talk to you or reach out to you, all I get back is this anger.
You broke up the family. You're so concerned with your own happiness, you've made the rest of us miserable.
I'm sorry about that.
Lynette. I suppose that if one of the children was in an accident, the sweater department at Keynes would be the last to get the news.
What do you mean by that?
I got a phone call from the police that Stacy was brought home by a cop drunk.
That was days ago, and she's all right now. I had a talk with her.
All right. Is this behavior you condone? She is 16 years old. Are you so wrapped up in yourself that you allow your daughter to turn into some kind of a tramp? What's happened to you?
I'm doing the best I can, given the circumstances.
That is not good enough for my children.
Your children? Well, that's news. You savage their home, you deny them support, you see them less often than a pediatrician.
That is for the lawyers to work out. This is a problem of immediate concern. Now, I am warning you.
And what are you going to do? Take them away from me? Just try it.
Is everything satisfactory, sir?
No. You don't have anything here I want.
You've got to learn to handle the touchy ones, Miss Harding.
Lynette, you're looking wonderful as always. This is Mr. Bailey. Please sit. Well, at long last, we're nearing the home stretch on your agreement. You won't get your fair share, but I assure you I squeezed all I could out of Eric short of heavy litigation. More than enough for you to manage on.
What has Mr. Bailey got to do with this?
I engaged Mr. Bailey on another case, one involving electronic surveillance, and in the course of our getting acquainted, I learned something of interest. Mr. Bailey?
Hey, you live at 17 Sycamore Lane in Greendale, right?
That's right.
There may be a tap on your phone on and off since,
I've been separated for 15 months.
That's about right.
Can't you take it out?
Yeah, sure, if it's there. You understand there's nothing in the phone. It's a remote device. Take a while to find it.
And money you don't have. Meanwhile, Eric is spending a fortune on something that's not going to show any results at all. Is that right? Nothing's happening on that phone.
Yes, you warned me about that. Nothing's happening.
You absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I take my personal calls at the office.
Good. Keep it that way. Let's not give the other side a bargaining chip. Meanwhile, Eric can choke on his bug.
Hi. Hey, don't take off that coat unless you're planning on changing it for a heavier one.
Well, stay upstairs, Tom. The heat rises.
Yeah, I know. It's rising right through our Swiss cheese roof. Well, you had a couple of calls, and the dentist wants to talk to you.
Which dentist? The old one or the new one? It doesn't matter. I can't talk to either one anyway. What was the other call?
Some camera store guy. He said he wanted to talk to you about your repair. Mom, what repair? Dad has all the cameras.
Tom, I'm having a watch repair. Listen, I forgot to drop off a couple of things in Harriet. I'll be back in about 20 minutes, okay? Bye. I hope nothing's wrong. He never calls me at home. Hello, may I speak with Don, please?
Can I say who's calling?
Yes, it's Lynette.
Hold.
Yeah, I'll hold. I hate sneaking around like hiding something from your parents.
Lynette?
Oh, hi, Ann. Is everything okay?
You think I'd call you only with bad news?
Oh, you're usually so careful not to call me at home. Well, what is it?
You know the series of pictures I've been working on? Well, it seems you're not the only one who likes them. They are giving me the Bassinger Award.
The photography prize you told me about? That's wonderful.
It's not much money, but it carries a lot of weight. Now, Lynette, are you free to go to the awards dinner with me next Friday?
After work?
No, I'll switch it.
I'll switch it. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Terrific. Lynette, keep your fingers crossed. We are at a table with Max Stannis, Harrison Field, James Clayton, heavyweights. They are the ones who are responsible for giving out the big photo assignments. The light at the end of the tunnel may be shining in my dark room.
Sounds great, hon.
Good for me. Good for you, too, Lynn.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I wish you had Grandma's pearls. They'd be perfect.
Why don't you ask your father to look one more time among his things? They just might turn up.
He says you lost them on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll still be the best-looking woman there. What kind of pie did you say it was?
Hello?
Lynette. Adrian Marshall did it.
Oh, no, that poor kid.
Well, she's alive. Barely. They pumped her mother's downers out of her. Nearly a full bottle. I told that woman to hide her drugs.
Where is she?
St. Paul's Hospital. She's asking for you. Can you get over here right away?
I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Hello?
Don?
Hi, love. What's up? You on your way?
Don, instead of driving in together, could I meet you at the dinner? I have a little stop I have to make.
Oh, Lenny, can't it wait? We're supposed to be there in half an hour.
I'll only be a few minutes late, I promise.
All right. I suppose I can keep our table charmed until you get there. But do hurry.
Don, I'll be there. I promise.
Dr. Grundy? Dr. Grundy. Nurses Station 2E.
Adrian. Adrian. Mrs. Harding. I'm so glad you're all right. I'm sorry. Sorry for what?
For what I did to you and my parents.
You did it to yourself, sweetie. You owe Adrian an apology.
You think I'm not worth the trouble I put you to.
What counts is what you think you're worth. See? I'm wearing the bracelet you made me. You made that to please yourself, and it gives me a lot of pleasure. very special, Adrian. And so are you. I've talked to your parents. We're going to find you a good therapist. And the rest is up to you. Mrs. Harding, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
Please stay with me.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Congratulations. Thank you. Just terrific.
Where have you been?
I'm sorry I tried to
I've
call
been
twice.
watching that door for over 2 hours. You know what it's like waiting for someone minute by minute, not knowing what the hell's going on. Afraid you might be racked up in the parkway.
Don, I'm sorry.
I've heard it all before, Lynn. Children, the cancellations. I've tried to understand. I've tried. But tonight was important to me. I needed you.
Can we not discuss this here? Can we go someplace and talk?
I don't think there's any point in talking. I just don't think I can deal with this anymore.
Didn't you agree to avoid indiscreet phone calls?
From men? Never at home.
Once was enough. It was given to me verbatim. Dawn, instead of driving in together, can I meet you at the dinner?
That was an emergency.
That emergency will cost you, Lynette. It led Eric to one Don Hagen, whose neighbors were grilled by Eric's man, and your visits to his apartment duly noted.
What about Eric's immoral behavior? From what I hear, he's cut quite a wide swath. And that includes from before he left the house.
From what I hear is not evidence. Eric has evidence. And he's cleverly removed his bug.
I don't have thousands of dollars for detectives.
Unfortunately, he does. I hope your lover is worth what he'll cost you.
He's not my lover anymore.
What a waste.
You hold that elevator, please?
Hello, Lynette.
Eric,
How are you?
I'm fine.
My lawyer's coming separately. I'm glad I caught you alone for a minute. May I talk? This agreement we're signing, it won't give you the time or the money for that PhD you want. Or much else. Lynette, I'm offering you one last chance to have a decent, fulfilling life, to forgive and forget. Go back to the way things were. Don't give up everything you had during our 17 years together.
Eric, all I'm giving up is money. Money after 17 years together. All we have to say to each other takes no more time than a ride to the 18th floor.
Each party hereto acknowledges that each of them is making this agreement of her or his own free will and volition, and acknowledges that no coercion, force, pressure, and undue influence has been used against either party in the making of this agreement, either by the other party to this agreement or by any other person or persons.
Agreed.
7, with the exception of claims for the full and faithful performance of this agreement, the wife hereby waives and releases the husband and his estate from any and all claims of property rights, whether real, personal, or mixed, which may now exist or which may hereafter.
Yes, it's on you. Thank you.
It's pretty nice here. I saw Vinnie Toback from my class. He lives on the next floor.
Isn't that the kid you hate?
He's not my favorite, but he's in my class. Oh, my goodness. Look, be careful with that rug. We'll never find another one like it.
For you?
Oh, thanks.
Listen, I met the most darling man on the stairs on the way up. He lives on the second floor. His name is George something.
Well, good. This means you'll visit often.
No, he's for you, dummy. I have somebody. Remember Stan?
Oh, right.
Stan.
The bedrooms are back there. See? Staging's is about the size of a closet, but she'll be in college in a year and a half.
College?
It's in the agreement.
Come on, Lynn. You know that half of the good guys Welsh, and yours is...
We'll find a way. So far, we've done pretty well at picking up the pieces.
Well, don't forget you've got your degree to worry about. Where's the piano?
Sold. Eddie stopped playing. It's one of the casualties of divorce. I'll live with that guilt forever.
If he cares enough, he'll get back to it. You didn't think you were going to get out of this with no scars, did you? Speaking of which, have you seen him?
Don? He's gone. The shop's been sold. That just faded away.
Come on, Daddy, where are we going?
No, in a minute.
Your apartment?
On the nose, Eddie. It's a new place. I only moved in a week ago. Once your mother and I signed our agreement, I was able to straighten out my finances.
I knew you'd get a kick out of seeing some of these things again. You remember that table, Tom, don't you? 18th century English. One of these days, I'll show you what to look for on one of those. And I'm sure you all remember the rugs, the porcelain. Go on, touch it. Don't bite. Well, Eddie, I see you discovered the piano. Won't sound like our old one, but it's a very good instrument. Go on, play it.
Can we go home now? Bye-bye. See you later. What are you doing here?
I spoke to Harriet. She told me you took classes on Monday.
You look wonderful.
You look the same. You always will. I told you it's in the poems. So how's it going?
Well, at this rate, I hope to get my degree in about 5 years, but I figured that slow was better than not at all. Where did you see Harriet?
I called her to find you. I think the sweater department's a great place to talk.
Talk about what?
I almost called you before I left. I've been in Africa on a photo essay for Life magazine.
That's wonderful. How'd it go?
Well, it got off to a shaky start. I had a little dysentery in Mali, and I lost a good lens in the White Nile, but... Lenny, I'm leaving for China on the 18th. Come with me.
What's cut into you?
Good sense. In Africa, I had plenty of time to think, and all I could think about was you. Marry me.
You must be still on jet lag. I don't believe this. My children haven't even met you.
Now you're just talking social amenities, protocol. We can sort all of that out later. Marry me.
Don, do you remember the night of the awards dinner when you were so hurt?
I was at a crisis point.
So was I. I just come from telling a suicidal girl to shape her life to please herself. And there I was, filled with guilt for having disappointed you. What absorbed us both was your crisis. Mine never even weighed on the scale.
Nan, listen to me, please.
Don, I can't make a commitment to anyone until I'm sure of myself. I have to find out who I am and feel good about it. Can you understand that?
I love you.
You're the best thing that ever happened to me. But you can't be the only thing.
Such a graceful turn down. I can hardly believe it's happening.
I have to get home. I told Tom that it happened with some papers. Thanks for asking. And for caring.
Lenny? Can I call you when I get back?
Yes, I'd like that.
How will I find you?
At home. My number's in the book.
Mm-hmm.